Damn, I really took that new year, new me thing and ran with it, didn't I? Hello, so as you might know, I moved to Japan. It is my second day living in Tokyo. I am so happy to be here. I still can't believe that I'm here. Honestly, it feels like a bit of a dream, a fever dream, if you will, to be here. But I've moved into my new share house, which you can see, this is my room. Welcome to my room. So you might be wondering, Maya, why did you move to Japan? I didn't really know that I could, and so I'm doing it because I can. There's a lot of reasons why I'm here. Basically, let me explain my visa, and that might help. So I'm on a working holiday visa. A lot of people, when I told them that I'm moving to Japan, asked if I would be teaching English, and no, I don't have to teach English. I'm on a working holiday visa from Australia, and when I was researching this visa, I could barely find any information about Australians who'd done this because there are some like interesting clauses on this visa. So basically, you don't have to have a job lined up when you apply for the visa, okay? Which is incredible, okay? Basically, it means you can apply and then get here and then figure out a job and find a job when you're here, which is amazing. Amazing for people like me, creator, doing my sewing commissions, like trying to make it on my own. It's great, it's amazing, it's fantastic. If you're interested, I want to explain how I got this visa because it's actually very simple, and I think a lot of Australians could do this as well. There are a few eligibility requirements, like you need to be under 30 years old and you need to have a minimum of $2,500 in your bank account. But the visa itself, you don't actually have to pay for. It is free, but you just need to prove that you can support yourself for the first little bit and have enough for the flight here and return home. It's 6 months to begin with, but you can actually extend it up to 18 months. What you need to do is at the end of the 6 months, do another application for a visa extension, which I plan on doing. The biggest cause that is affecting me and probably would affect you that you need to take into consideration is that you are required to move, or you're highly suggested to move regions every 3 months. So if you're like me and you want to stay in Tokyo the whole time, that's all right. We're going to do a tour, baby. And no, not prefectures, regions. So that's like the equivalent of moving Australian states every 3 months, which is expensive because here in Japan, what you have when you enter like a real estate rental, same even in these share houses, you have to pay like an upfront key money. I think that's what they call it, a key money, and you don't get that back. That's not refundable, and usually it depends on like your cost of the rent, but for me it was $500. So I'm gonna be dishing up $500 each month just to get a new rental. It's really exciting. It means that I get to see all of Japan. So you might be wondering, what is my plan? So I've only really figured out the first 6 months. First 3 months I will be in Tokyo, and I'm really excited to be here. So much going on here that I want to do. And then the next 3 months I'm planning on moving currently to Nagoya because that's where I went for the World Cosplay Summit. I've been there before. I know my way a little bit around, and most importantly, I know that I will be able to sew because they have like costume, like, you know, like fabric market and all those things that I know are in Nagoya. The next 6 months, I wanted to save autumn. So if I get that next 6 months extension, my plan is to spend autumn in Kyoto and Osaka because I really want to see the change in the seasons, and like all the orange leaves, so pretty, so gorgeous. And then winter, I was thinking about staying in either Hokkaido, somewhere in the north. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if it's better to go there in summer, so it's a little bit cooler. But honestly, during these first 3 months while I'm in Tokyo, I'm going to ask around if anyone has any recommendations for me. I applied for the visa in early January, and you basically just need to book an appointment at your local consulate. Luckily, we had one in Brisbane, so it was super easy for me to get to. You need to bring a list of documents, so they do require quite a bit of paperwork. It took me about like 2 weeks to put everything together. You do need to write a letter of intention, but there are some really good examples online that you can find. And another thing you need to do is a 6-month planner of activities that you plan on doing, because the purpose of the working holiday visa is not to work. They really want you to take a holiday and to enjoy Japan. The main purpose is that you can support yourself and get by if you need to, so you can pick up a casual job or something, but they will not let you work full-time. If your plan is to get a full-time job here, they're probably going to reject your visa. So you have to list on my 6-month planner 8 to 10 activities per month that you're going to do as a tourist. So it's quite a lot to do. Get a bit creative. What I ended up doing was just hopping on Google Maps and exploring the local area and saying I would visit certain parks and also do a lot of like idol related costume, live music, stuff like that. I also want to say you don't actually need to have your flights booked. You just need to have researched which ones you're intending on buying, because I originally thought that you had to buy your flight before even applying for the visa, but no, you just have to provide like, I'm thinking of this one, and and like same with the address, like you could look at booking a hotel or a hostel for your first few weeks and then get into a share house like I'm in. I've only been here for 2 days, but there are already some things that I'm really missing about Australia. I'm a little bit homesick, of course, but the 3 top things. Number 1, the coffee. Man, Australian baristas are goated, okay? If you're an Australian barista, take pride. You're like a goddamn superhero, okay? I love Australian coffee, and unfortunately, I'm gonna be without it for the next 6 months. The second thing I miss about Australia is being able to talk to anyone. I feel like Japan, there's so many people here in Tokyo. I feel like so small in this giant city, and I'm kind of scared to talk to people a little bit. I'm lucky that I have a network here, but man, do I miss being able to strike up a conversation with your local girl at Spotlight or like your local barista. Like, it's so easy in Australia to make friends. And then the third thing I miss already is the sunshine. So I come from Brisbane, which is in Queensland, the sunshine state in Australia, and I literally left in like mid-summer, and yes, it was so hot, but man, it was beautiful sunshine every day. And coming here, and it's been a little bit chilly and a little bit windy and a little bit rainy, and I'm like I wasn't prepared for this. When I did my research and googled the seasons in Japan and Tokyo, I googled like March weather, and it was like, oh, spring, like 20 degrees. It was not 20 degrees. It was 5 degrees this morning. It's currently 7, but it's gonna get up to 15 today, so hey, at least that's kind of close to 20. While I'm being a little bit homesick, there are some things that I really love already about Japan. So here are my top 3. Number 1, the convenience of everything. Literally the public transport, being able to walk everywhere, having shops everywhere. I am not used to that. We don't have that level of convenience in Australia. I can't believe you can get so much done in such a short amount of time and still have your whole day free. It's great, it's fantastic. Not to mention the amount of fabric stores and crafting shops that are here. I can't wait, I can't wait. And number 2, I really love the architecture, and especially the shrines and temples that are here. We just really don't have anything like that of such historical kind of value in Australia, so I'm really not used to just being around so many beautiful buildings, and like, it's just so exciting. Like, I walked a little bit around Shinjuku yesterday and just in awe of like the grand skyscraper buildings. I know I'm probably gonna get a little bit like over it and miss the nature of Australia, but for now I'm like just in shock and admiring like how beautiful it is here. And number 3, the cost of food and drinks. Literally this morning I went to Family Mart, and you can buy like 10 eggs for like 350 yen, which is like around $3.60-ish Australian. Oh my god, you cannot buy like a dozen of eggs in Australia, like 12 eggs. It will cost you like 10 Australian dollars. So that the price difference is insane. I don't think I was expecting that much of a difference, but I feel like I budgeted to spend a lot more on food because of how much it is in Australia. I think Australia's just in a bit of a cost of living crisis right now. Yikes. But so far, I'm really impressed with how cheap everything is. You might be wondering how much Japanese I can speak, and unfortunately, not as much as I need to. I definitely had a lot leading up to this trip. I kind of booked it. I just wanted to come here. I didn't want to wait anymore, and I should have probably done more lessons, but I did not have time. I literally finished my bachelor's degree about like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and in between I've been so busy with Melody Parade and preparing for our graduation show and doing commissions as well, and a whole lot of other things as well. I just haven't had time to do Japanese lessons. I have been doing Duolingo, but man, I don't think I've learned anything from like a year and a half of Duolingo. Would not recommend. I kind of want to do one of those videos where I like try to speak in Japanese the whole time at the start of the trip, and then compare it to maybe like even a month in, 2 months in, and see how much I've progressed. Because when I went to Austria when I was little, I was 10 years old, I did not speak a word of German, and within about the first month and a half, 2 months, I was fluent. I could understand German. I taught like just from being there. So I'm hoping if I'm paying attention, listening to patterns, and I love linguistics, so hopefully I can pick it up. Of course, I've surrounded myself with J-pop and anime for years, so I can understand words. I can make out the words. I just don't fully understand what they mean, and the grammar of like when to put which, and the particles and things, because I have German in my head and I have English in my head. And if I sometimes say a sentence and it doesn't really make sense, maybe you know why, because like I've got all these languages bumping around in my head. I'm also on a wait list, so I looked up Japanese classes in my local area, and I found that there are some classes that you can sign up for that are really cheap, but unfortunately I was put on the wait list. Hopefully I can get in on it, because I would love to have like a weekly class that I go to while I'm here in Tokyo. But let's get back to like why I did this, because I think there was a lot of reasons pushing me on this trip. And of course I'm so homesick toxic, and I have even been questioning, like, why did I leave? I had such a great house, I had such great friends, I had the Melody Parade, my podcast, like everything, my family in Brisbane. It doesn't make a lot of sense to leave, but I think I spoke about this a little bit in my last video maybe. Felt kind of like Brisbane, there wasn't much room to grow, and so I've done what? Life kind of just felt a little bit stagnant, and I was always fighting with the same struggles of things that I can't control. As leaving uni, you kind of, in any like transition period in life, when you're kind of going from one thing onto the next, a really big opportunity to kind of reinvent yourself and also just like see life from a new perspective, which is what I really want to do. There was a really long period of time in Brisbane where I was really upset. I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I didn't know like what I was working towards. And I feel like after finishing my degree, I really had like a change in perspective, and I like kind of realized I can do whatever I want. And that's so exciting. I kind of took another look at my values and realized that I really love travel. And like I said before, that year when I lived in Austria, it was really incredible for me, and being able to see how big the world is, how many people are in it, and how many people are doing different jobs, that I don't just have to stay in Australia where I'm working some part-time job that I really don't enjoy and that doesn't fulfill me and satisfy me creatively. Taking myself to Tokyo, there is so much to do with what I do here. So there's the whole J-pop scene, obviously like idols here, and then there's all the idol, like the costuming and the cosplay that is here, and they have all these like events, community, and there's things happening here, there's art, there's life here. I really want to be part of that. I want to be around people who are doing things because I like to do things. I want to encourage them to do things. I'm so lucky to already have so many friends here. I already met up with one of them yesterday. I'm meeting up with another one today. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to hear what their projects are and maybe collaborate. We'll see. I have no idea. I'm leaving this very open. And I thought as I enter this new era, I would cut my hair, as you might have noticed. I have always been too scared to cut my hair this short. It is terrifying. Going from like long hair as a girl, I feel like if you cut your hair, everybody's like, ooh, she's going through something. Why can't we just cut our hair, okay? For those who have been following me for a long time know that I used to cosplay Yo Watanabe from Love Live a lot, okay? A lot. I love her a lot. And I always wanted like little Yo hair. It's so cute. Yes, it's a bit pink at the moment. I might change the color, but for now I'm very happy with it. But I think there's definitely something about like changing your appearance to fit the new inside appearance. Like camera just did not record the entire freaking second half of this video. God damn it! All this being said, I want to challenge you. Where can you be more adventurous with your life? You don't necessarily have to move across the world to another country, but maybe there's something that you've been wanting to do that you've been putting off for a really long time. You just don't think that you can do it. Well, I want you to realize that, hey, you can do it. You can do anything, okay? It's more important than ever now, because I feel like you're either a creator or you're a consumer. You're so easily now consumed by how much media there is and how it's just at our fingertips to be able to watch like YouTube, Netflix, Disney, blah, 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 like all of that stuff. You're even kind of doing it right now by watching me, but what I really hope is that through watching me, maybe you can realize that, hey, I want to be crazy. I want to be brave like Maya. I don't know. I want to cut my hair or something. You can do whatever you want, honestly. And that's what I'm trying to do here. While I don't have all the details figured out, I don't know the language, I don't know how to be an idol here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to figure it out. And that's kind of exciting. I think that's what makes life a little bit real, and that you're the one living it. You're the main character of your story. I don't want you to just be an NPC. Come on, go out and get it, girl. You can do it. And of course, there's a huge part of me that's scared. It'd be crazy if I wasn't a little scared, but you gotta be brave. I don't know, you gotta feel that fear, you gotta face it, and you just gotta carry on anyway. Man, did I have a hard time getting out of Shinjuku Station yesterday with my suitcases, but hey, I managed my way out, so it all works out in the end. And as a last note on this video, if you have any recommendations for me while I'm in Tokyo, or hey, maybe you have an idea of where I can spend the summer while I'm in Japan, I'd really love to hear your recommendations, because I don't really have like a solid plan. I really want to go with the flow, kind of take things as they go, see what opportunities come my way. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope that you're inspired to go do something crazy like me. Just be brave, girl. You got nothing to lose. Like you really got nothing to lose. I definitely live by that motto of you're gonna regret the things you didn't do more than the things that you did do. All right, I better go off and get my day started, but thank you again. I'll see you next time. Bye.